back to the channel. So today we're going to continue with the pentatonic scale, the second box. If you want a full straight into the deep end on the key of C, I've got a playlist right here. That playlist is the key of A minor / C pentatonic. There's all 5 boxes. There's also little guitar licks and chords and stuff in there, so go check that out if you want to start on C. I'm going to do key of E minor / G going forward from this little playlist we've started. So last week I did the E minor pentatonic scales. Today I'm going to do the G pentatonic scale, the second box, but I'm also going to show you a little lick at the end where you can add between chords that make you sound like a really good guitar player from day one.
Oh yeah, daddy!
So let's start with the second shape. Quick recap of last week, which was the first shape. So E minor and G, when it comes to pentatonic, the notes are the same, it's just a different order that you do them in. So for example, the E minor pentatonic, you obviously start on the E minor. The G major pentatonic, you obviously start on the G. The next shape is the A, you start on the A minor, then obviously the next shape you be on the B. Now the notes you don't use a C in the scale of the penta, meaning 5, like I've said before, and then tonic, just sound.
Blah, blah, blah.
So then if we just continue doing the second box, so last week, this is the first box. I also showed the G major scale within that as well. You remember this? I also showed the chords within the key of G. So let's do the second box. So the second box, again, now I'll be honest with you, the key of G, if you're going to do lead work or solo, you tend to use the first box at the 12th fret. Remember, anything from the 12th fret is like starting from here, but on octave deeper. So the open note of E is the same as a closed note on the 12th fret. So that pentatonic shape is exactly the same as this one, but obviously an octave higher. So when people tend to do lead work or solo work, they either start on that one and then the one beneath it, which would technically be the 5th box shape. But we're going to do the 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll get to that 5th shape, and then I'll show you why to do that. So this is the thing, I want you all to use perfect fingering.
That's what she said. No.
Mainly just so you can get your stronger hand. If you're going to do the fingering perfectly from day one, your hand will get stronger, and the communication between the left hand, or in your case right hand and left hand, will talk to each other much better. Then, like I say all the time, I'll probably sound like a broken record, learn the rules and you're able to break the rules. So the reason why I say that is because of the size of the frets, especially if you're just starting out. Again, I do want you to use correct fingering though, just to strengthen that hand. If it takes forever, it takes forever. You need to get it nailed. So basically what I'm getting at is this. So I tend to do this with this second box. I switch between hand positions. So for example, I do the first 3 strings correctly, i.e. you can see here my hand sped up, look, so 1, 2, 3, 4. But when I get to this note here, the B note, I do this. So from the B here, I still do that correctly, but then I slide up. It's just, I don't know, just something of what. It's just something you tend to get familiar with, and you think I can quickly get, because those bottom 2 notes are perfectly laid out to do like certain little licks and riffs, very country and blues, you know. So you come out of what you should be doing, you go into a different hand position, but I do want you to do correct finger technique, just so that later on you can break the rules, like I mentioned. And like going backwards, that ideally should be sat on your little finger, but you could also do it this way. And then the top 3 strings, that's when you'd use your little finger. Well, like I say, I'd like you in theory, but you wouldn't do that. You just wouldn't do it. You'd use those 2 fingers. So it's entirely up to you. Ideally, yes, it'd be nice if you did it just to strengthen that hand. And then as time goes on, you can mix them together. So yeah, that's the second shape. So nice and slow. So let's do the modified finger technique. So that's the second shape of the pentatonic. So again, just have a play around. Again, you've got open notes, so you can have a good time. Remember I showed you the G major scale in there as well. So, here's a lick. So that lick, I'm going to show you 4 chords, and you're going to put that lick in between each chord, just so you can get yourself familiar from doing a little flurry, let's say, and then you play the chord. So the lick in question, you're starting on the D note here, so you're on the B string on the 3rd fret. You just slide, and you're not playing both notes, you're just playing the slide. And then you're playing the G string on the bottom string. Sorry, G note on the bottom string. And then you do pluck back on the A. So just skip. And then once you've done that, and then you slide down, literally slide down, I'm not plucking. And then I am playing the open B there. You can play for note, but the quickie, you can play each note, but I imagine down the line you just do more slides and hammer offs and pull offs, but you can, like I say, play every note. And then 2nd fret on the A, on the G string, which is an A, and then just pull off of that G. If you want like a little vibrato, a very quick vibrato being Latin for vibrate, it's quite obvious, that one. And if you're pinch harmonics, nice to do a pinch harmonic. You do a pinch harmonic by just basically hiding the plectrum from the string. But don't worry about it too much now. On an acoustic, it's more difficult to do on an electric guitar, for example. So we're going to add that into chords. So remember we're talking about the most common chord progression, which is 1, which is a root, 5, 6 and 4. In this case, it would be the first note, which is a G. The fifth note is a D. The sixth note is an E. In this case, it will be an E minor. And then the fourth note is a C. So they're very common. Pretty much every major hit single has had those chord shapes for the last 30-40 years. I'm not even lying. Check it out. 1, 5, 6 and 4, very common. And then you then resolve the chorus or the song by then going 1, 5, 4. Again, check it out. It's very common. If you don't know what resolve means, I've done a video about resolve. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check it out. It's a good tool to use and it's a good tool to understand. So those chords. So how are we going to then put that lick in? So we're going to go. So we're going to do just the last 2 beats of the bar. 2, 3, 4. So you can see just by adding there, even if you don't do it on every chord, just do it now and again. It's the same riff over them 4 chords, so you can just play. I tend to end a song with it or go back into something. So if my chorus goes, guitar slightly actually a little bit. It's been a fucking basement for so long. It's got, obviously when I got my guitar back, it had damp marks all the way through it. I got it just in time before it did anything naughty to the wood. Thank God. So that's it. Yeah, so they're the little licks. You know the second pentatonic shape now, so you can add it all together. Next week I'll then be doing the third pentatonic. Again, I'll do some other little licks. Get familiar with that. So that's it. As always, stay foolish and rockin'.